Delta Airlines is facing a growing number of lawsuits after a February 17th crash at Toronto Pearson International Airport involving an aircraft operated by its regional partner. The incident, which resulted in 21 injuries but no fatalities, has prompted legal action from passengers alleging negligence and seeking compensation. The aircraft overturned on the runway, leading to a fire and the hospitalization of many on board. A preliminary report from the Transportation Safety Board of Canada indicated that the plane experienced a high rate of descent and a hard landing. Delta has offered $30,000 to each passenger as a good faith gesture, emphasizing that the payment does not affect their legal rights. The airline has refrained from commenting further, citing the ongoing investigation by Canadian and U.S. aviation authorities. I sat down with aviation expert John Gradek to break down the investigation. John, thank you so much for the time today.
My pleasure to be here with you.
Now, what do we know right now about what caused the crash, and do we have a clear picture as to who is at fault in this incident?
Right now, the latest we had was an interim report from the Transportation Safety Board that talked a bit about a couple of situations that they noted in the incident. They were noting about their examination of their flight data recorder and the voice data recorder, and indicated that at 3 seconds prior to impact, that the airplane issued a notice to the cockpit crew about rate of descent too high, and about 1 second before they touched down, they noted that the angle of attack and the angle of approach was too shallow. So those are two pieces of information that have been released by the TSB internally. So there is no assignment of blame. There is no assignment of responsibility at this point in time. But they're just, letting what I call, a little bit of droppings here and there, just to give everybody a bit of an update. But there's still no indication as to responsibility.
And is it normal for an airline to offer payment that doesn't impact the legal rights of passengers?
That's an interesting development. When Delta offered $30,000 per person, I was taken aback, saying, there is an impression of some type of responsibility by Delta. The amount that they were offering, of course, is nowhere near what would have been or would be a settlement associated with a guilty announcement regarding mishandling of the flight or still situation where there was lack of training or lack of flight. I think Delta kind of let the cat out of the bag a little when they offered that $30,000. That it sort of indicated to me that they were sort of accepting the fact there was some responsibility on the part of Delta for this flight. And its crash at Toronto. But I think that the legal eagles that are out here trying to get people to sign up for this lawsuit, are smelling blood in the water and are looking at some higher payout.
And are there any other historical examples of where plane crashes have ended with large payouts for passengers?
There's lots of them. And there's many of them. They're the one that everybody sticks out, looks at it, was unfortunately one that had deaths associated with it, and there were millions of dollars payout associated with those types of incidents. I think stand out are the ones that happened with Lion Air, in Airlines. With Barry John, the 737 MAX airplanes in 2018. So those are situations where, the responsibility ultimately ended up being Wings had. Yep. The payout and litigation is still outstanding on some claims. So, there is a precedent, in terms of payout, for damages, payout for emotional and for physical injuries. So it could be substantially harder than total.
John, thank you so much for the time today.
My pleasure, Theresa. Have a great day. Take care.